spaceship, yeah. From the stars coming far like a comet. No, I got it, yeah. Taking off with the...
Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Galaxy Worldwide, and today we're going to be reviewing Fallout 3. So, I decided I'm just going to review this game. I am going to talk a little bit about the other games that I played. Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, all the other Fallouts. But today we're just going to be discussing Fallout 3. And pretty much the storyline and everything, how it goes. So hopefully y'all like and enjoy. If you do, leave a like, subscribe, do all that. We're also going to be touching base on everything else, but here's the beginning of the story. So without further ado, let's get to the story. First, you start off, everything's just the beginning. It's the bus where like Fallout is. Yeah, it's pretty much a cinematic area. You don't know too much right off the bat. But as soon as this camera pans out from outside the bus, you start seeing the wasteland and pretty much all of its entirety. Everything's destroyed. It seems like everything's been demolished except for a couple things. I mean, you can still see teddy bears, suitcases, all that. But when you look at the city is completely nuked. Like, it's gone. It's pretty in shambles right now. There's still some buildings still standing, but as far as we can see, everything is destroyed, everything's eradicated, so it's pretty much radiation all over the place. That's the storyline of Fallout 3 in its entirety, but obviously we also have the Brotherhood of Steel. Those are the people that obviously have survived and overcome all the challenges of the wasteland. So yeah, without further ado, Fallout 3 is one of those games that, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty bad. It's not that good. It's okay, but I'm not gonna lie, it's ugh. Well, we'll discuss why in a minute.
War. War never changes. Since the dawn of humankind, when our ancestors first discovered the killing power of rock and bone, blood has been spilled in the name of everything from God to justice to simple psychotic rage. In the year 2077, after millennia of armed conflict, the destructive nature of man could sustain itself no longer. The world was plunged into an abyss of nuclear fire and radiation. But it was not, as some had predicted, the end of the world. Instead, the apocalypse was simply the prologue to another bloody chapter of human history. For man had succeeded in destroying the world, but war never changes. In the early days, thousands were spared the horrors of the Holocaust by taking refuge in enormous underground shelters known as vaults. But when they emerged, they had only the hell of the wastes to greet them. All except those in Vault 101. For on that fateful day, when fire rained from the sky, the giant steel door of Vault 101 slid closed and never reopened. It was here you were born. It is here you will die. Because in Vault 101, no one ever enters, and no one ever leaves.
Alright, so in this point of the story, you basically are born, you're basically being a boy or a girl. You get to decide, you can choose which you want to be, whether it be a boy or girl. I decided to choose boy because obviously that's what I am. So I choose that. Obviously you meet your dad's telling you, hi, you know, I'm your daddy, and your mom's right there talking alongside. Everything goes basically as it would be if you were being born in the natural world. So you meet your dad, your dad's talking to you, your mom is basically kind of like there just chilling, but you know, eventually she goes through some complications, so the doctor's just like, alright, let's see what you're going to look like. You get to choose who you want to be, you decorate your character and whatnot, you choose to be Caucasian, Asian, Hispanic, whatever you want to be. I decided to just randomize it and pretty much just do my own thing. I just kind of went through it. I didn't really care what my character was going to look like because I'm going to put armor and all that on, so Yeah, so basically after that,
very
your mom ends up going through some sort of temp complication where she's basically gonna die. So that's pretty much the only downside to this game is you get to see your dad, but you don't know your mom really. So yeah, that's kind of the only bad thing. But either how, anyway, it doesn't matter. Your dad is basically the main person we're going to be chasing after this whole entire game. Your mom is no longer to be found. There's no body, no graveyard, nothing. So here you are. You're a baby. You are growing up in this freaking little room, I guess, that he made for you. And yeah, you're in this standalone crib that he basically made by himself. You're free to roam around the whole entire little place. You can't leave, but you know, he just locks you in there and basically leaves you in there with nobody else to watch you. So that's pretty crazy. Parenting 0. So yeah, you at first you start off, you play in the playpen, you get to go to the special book. This special book basically is your skill set. So you get to go from here and put whatever skills you want to put into. You only get so many points, so you got to pretty much do what you can and figure out which perks matter the most. I think intelligence matters the most. I put intelligence a lot because, I mean, lockpicking and all that is one of the main essentials in Fallout and hacking, so intelligence was high for me. After that, you're basically a grown-ass person, and now you are doing the GOAT test. You gotta take the GOAT test.
Looks like the diner's going to get...
So here you'll level up after talking to this guy. I mean, you should level up in between, but you'll level up, do what you need to do for your levels. And you basically are going to go through this GOAT test, and it's randomized. It doesn't really matter what answer you put, to be honest. You can put any answer. It's not really going to matter. It's just a fun little questionnaire thing that happens. And after that, you'll be going 3 years later to when stuff actually really gets down. So it's a little flashback. It's like three flash forwards, actually. It's not even a flashback. So you wake up. She's over here waking you up, trying to tell you, hey, you need to go. You know what I'm saying? Amala's over here being Amada, and so she's saying we need to go, that her dad's gonna chase us and whatever and whatnot. So my dad left apparently, and you know how that is when your dads leave you all alone with girls. So he left somewhere, and now we gotta go find him. So this is where the story begins. You literally have to go search the whole entire wasteland to find your daddy, because your daddy left you, and he didn't leave much explanation on why he left. But the other people are mad, and so we gotta basically find out why all this is happening. Amada's telling us more and more about why we need to leave and what's going on, who attacked us, you know, what's going on, you know, who's going to attack us, because people are after us now apparently, especially the security. I have no idea why. If the dad left and I stayed, why would I be attacked? I have no idea. This is another thing in Fallout 3 that confuses me. Why would I be the one being attacked when I did nothing? It's kind of crazy. So now you're having to escape. Amada's basically trying to get you to the way to the little panel in the office to get you to get out. So you're going to have to walk through, go do some things. There's going to be a lot of rad roaches basically in the area now. So rad roaches are attacking the security. You get to the end of the area where the gate is going to be opening for the vault. So now you're opening the vault, and Amada's basically right there telling you should go ahead, you know. Go ahead and go on and do what you got to do and find your dad, because she's not going to leave. She doesn't really want to open. She wants it to see it open, but she don't want to leave, which is also kind of weird, because it would be great to have her as a follower. There's no way to get her to be one of your followers, so don't even try it. I even tried going back in the vault, but every time you go back to the vault, it just is closing back up, so you really can't ever get back in there. I don't even think you can get back in there, so... Which isn't, it's not too big of a deal. Just, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody survives in the vault, but I'm not completely sure. That's another lore thing I'm kind of worried about. Like, do they survive in there even though we left, or what's going on? Because the world is still pretty good on the outside. It's not too bad. So after that, you pretty much, I'm over here messing around with them, trying to see if they're going to come out. I literally wanted to get the officers, but at this point, they're just running away from me. So I'm like, whatever. So this is the Fallout world. You go outside, and this is the whole Fallout map. The whole Fallout universe is everywhere. Everything's pretty much scattered. There's a lot of wasteland, a lot of bridges. So this is where you're going to be exploring, mainly everywhere. The escape is your first quest to be completed. So now we're going out to the world and doing a lot of things. After that, after a while of doing everything that you want to do, after the main quests are mainly completed to where you go and discover this Dr. Lee. She basically is the only one that can tell you anything about where your dad's gone, where he went, where he could be. There's a lot of other missions that tell you, you know, Project Purity and all that, but this is the main quest that starts you to go look for your dad. So after this, you'll basically go to a place. It's kind of like a museum almost looking building, but it's a pretty designed building to where it's not full of enemies, but there are robots. So you just got to be careful. There are super mutants and death claws around the area, so I would suggest bringing heavy artillery, because I had to bring the minigun, the flamer. I had to bring a lot of assault rifle ammo just because the assault rifle was the best gun for me. And the laser rifle. The laser rifle does hella damage. If y'all also have the other gun, I think it's that plasma rifle, or the plasma pistol, that gun works well too. So basically this is the place where you're going to go and find your dad. It's a simulation type area. I don't know what else to really call it, but this robot basically stops you at the entrance. It's like, here, put on this vault suit. So you can't go any further unless you wear the vault suit. You got to change into the vault suit because that's what the robot wants. So you're going to have to do what the robot wants in order to proceed further into the mission. So take off whatever you're wearing, just put that on. After that happens, the robot will tell you you can go ahead and go into the simulation room, into the Tranquility Lounger. Man, that was hard to say. Well, so there's going to be a lot of little pods in this room, so you're basically just gonna have to go in there and figure out what's going on. You go into one of them, you can mess around with the world, do little missions. This is one of the little missions where you make the little girl, you make this girl basically go under this thing, and she basically just gets bonked. So bump, there it goes. So basically you do all that, you mess with the girl that's basically the main dude who's in this thing messing with everybody. After you talk to the dude that's there, he basically will tell you need to do this, this, and that, you know, to just disrupt the population. After a while, there's going to be a mission where you mess with the computer inside the simulation. The simulation has a failsafe. Once you trigger it, it's going to be like a apocalyptic type event. I don't know. You'll see right now. It's basically a lot of these soldiers capping everybody in the simulation. Everybody's dying. This is just a bunch of soldiers capping everybody, except for me. They don't notice me, so they just cap everybody else, and it's crazy to see. I'll let y'all see for a little bit. Well, after the simulation's over, you basically discovered that your dad was in the simulation the whole time.
I was right about
He was
Braun.
in the whole pod right next to you.
Technology he developed is
So he
unstable,
talks to you,
even
basically tells
dangerous.
you that Braun, the guy
But
that
it
you're
can
talking
be
to,
adapted for
was,
what?
you
I
know,
need to return to
basically
Rivet City
using him
and
as
talk
like
with
an
Madison.
experiment just to keep him
If we can
trapped
find
in
a gap,
simulation,
we
so
can
that way he
make
can take
Project
over
Purity work.
and not have anybody do anything else.
Yes.
After this,
What
you
I've
free
learned,
him and you tell
Madison
him
is sure to
everything's
see
going
that
on
we
in the
can finally
wasteland.
succeed where we failed
He
so
hasn't been
many
there
years
that
ago.
long, so when you
I'd like you
discover
to
your
come
dad,
with
he's
me.
only been there like maybe
I'd like you to
a
be there when we
couple
finally
weeks,
open the
2 months,
floodgates.
maybe not even less than 2 years, and it doesn't seem like that long. If anybody remembers in the
That's
comments,
my boy.
definitely shout out in the comments.
Let's hurry.
But
Now that I
basically
know
you
what we
discover
need,
that he's
I
still
want to
on
get
the
back to
mission to do
work as soon as
Project
possible.
Purity. He's still trying to do all that. He wants to get to the base so that way he can start doing it. So you basically
started
talk
as
to
an
him. You
idea,
can talk to
really.
him longer. I chose to just
Remember
get
the
a
Bible
little bit of
passage your
information
mother
out of him
loved
and
so
then
much?
just leave it be. But
Free,
after that, you
clean
basically
water for
start
everyone.
the
What a
almost
difference
to
it could
the
make
end
in the
mission,
lives
the
of
Waters of Life, which is
Over
Project
time,
Purity.
that idea took the form
Now,
of a
after a while,
purifier.
you talk to
Not
him.
like
He's
the
gonna
one
end
on
up
the vault, though.
gonna being the
This
main
one
person.
was
Like I said,
gigantic,
you follow the whole
capable
entire
of
time,
purifying
from the beginning
millions
to
of
end.
gallons of
Your
water
dad is
at
gonna be
once.
the one.
We used the
that
old
we're gonna
Jefferson
be
Memorial
following
for the
whole
location,
dang
right on
time.
DC's tidal
So yeah,
basin.
he tells you a lot
Someday
about what's
soon,
going
I hope
on,
you'll see it work.
what needs to be done, what can be done, and he's gonna be the one you follow. He can follow
The
you,
vault
but he
you
basically
grew up
waits up
in
for
had
you.
its own water
So that way,
purification
you know,
system.
you're on the main mission.
Clean
You
water
can, I
was
mean, you
never
can go
a
and do
worry.
other stuff, but I'd
Out here,
recommend if
things are
you're
different.
already here at this
Water
point, you might
out
as well
here
go
is
through
never
to the
clean,
end with the missions,
and
just
almost
because
always
it's a lot
irradiated.
easier. But
It's
make sure
barely
you
able to
definitely have a
sustain
lot of
any
weapons
kind of
and everything,
normal
'cause
life.
from this point
If we
forward,
can change
it's
that,
just going to get a
humanity
whole
has a
lot
real
crazier.
chance at
So
rebuilding,
basically,
starting
he's
over.
telling you more about rebuilding Project Purity, how we get it started. So I tell him basically, let's go, let's get this over with. He leaves, and obviously you're going to follow him. But I just wanted to get this little clip of him walking away. So we're over here at Project Purity. Once you get there, before this point right here, you do go there by yourself with him, and then he talks to you and a scientist. But I already skipped mainly forward to where this guy's already there, and he's basically trying to stop him from doing the whole activation code. So at this point, your dad is trapped in there with this psycho. And so he's over here basically telling him, well, you need to give me everything you've got, or you know, something bad's gonna happen. So eventually you just are watching for a while as they talk, discuss, you know, what needs to happen. Or you give up, or you give up. No, I'm not gonna give up. After a while, he ends up basically, yeah, he basically shows him what's gonna happen if you don't listen to me, and what you don't, you know, what you should be doing instead of talking and running that mouth. So, as we all know, he ends up going to the extremes and basically shows him, you know what, alright, I'm going to repeat myself. You want to keep talking, stand down at once and turn over control of this facility. Yeah, I'm literally just watching this. You can't interact, you can't open the doors. I mean, there's soldiers in there anyway, so you'd have to battle them anyways. So he basically shoots the girl that's right there. I don't even know who she was, but he basically shows him, like, look, I'm done. I'm not playing around. I will catch you next if I need to. And Dad, obviously, the hard-headed person he is not going to give up and not going to give him any kind of code.
Materials related to this project. Aid us in making it operational at once.
Very well. In a few moments to bring the system.
Now, right here is where it gets kind of crazy, because he thinks he's giving him the codes, but in reality, he's just setting it up for destruction, so that way he doesn't get to it. So there's a long pause. The man's looking at him like, what's going on? But we all know that this basically triggers a gas leak to make everybody in that chamber die. Dad gives us the final words of saying, you know, goodbye, it's been nice knowing you. I hope you can get the mission done without me, and everybody is in there basically dead from radiation. So you don't get to see your dad anymore after that. Your dad's basically sick with radiation. This girl is basically sad about what's happened. She'll tell you right now.
We have to get out of here. They'll be coming for us next. We've got to evacuate now. James, your father caused an overload. He sacrificed himself to keep the Enclave from getting the Purifier. There'll be more of them coming. There's nothing anyone can do for him now. The radiation levels in there are lethal. He'll die the same way he did. We need to get out of here now.
Now you're having to escape with Dr. Lee to get out of here because, well, they're coming after you. The people that were with that guy are coming to this place to basically clean up house. So you're hiding in these tunnels that you're led to. You're locked in for a little bit until you can get out. But right now you're just staying stuck in there until these people arrive in a helicopter and they rush in trying to clean up the house, like I said. So at this point, you're just gonna have to wait until they unlock the tunnel so that way you can leave. At this point, like I said, your dad's dead, Project Security's in your hands, and now you have to figure out how you want to do it. You can end this whole story in so many different ways. I looked up everything for Fallout 3, and let me tell you, there's about 200 different endings you could have. There's a lot of different endings that could be made depending on your choices, your decisions, who you have as a follower, who you eliminated, who you didn't eliminate. So at this point, Dr. Lee and you are up in the fortress, and you're basically gonna get back up from the Brotherhood of Steel, the Paladins or Palladian. I think I call them Paladins. If I'm saying that right, I hope I am. Well, anyways, you basically are going to get back up because, well, it's only you and Dr. Lee. It's not like you can take on the entire force by yourself. But also, if you didn't notice, I don't have any followers with me. I don't have a follower with me like Fox or anybody else because, well, I'm just going to say I was solo doloing it the whole time. I didn't know how to really get a companion. I think I didn't have enough points to get a companion, so I was pretty chill with it without it. I did have the one perk where you allow animals to help you in case you are getting attacked by mole rats and all that. We can win this. At this point, you're asking for backup, you're asking them to help you. They're already building a robot, it seems like. This whole station is built around a robot, so
Lee and I have solved
you later find out that that's the robot that ends up helping you on later in the game, but you basically are asking them, we need help, we need to get Project Security up. They did want you to basically go at your own discretion and go and have to do it yourself, but you can also have this backup, which actually helps you a lot because it's an intense scene all in itself. Like, it's very cinematic. You'll see in a moment too why I call it cinematic. But there's a whole lot of dialogue between these three people. They're just talking it up, chopping it up, telling them, oh, well, we can do it, we should do it, we have enough people. Why can't we just go? So that's what happens.
Before we get
she
started,
talks to you.
I wanted to let you know that my father and I have been... The Pride and I have decided that after all you've survived, you've done enough to be an honorary member of Lions. So congratulations. Membership comes with some privileges.
So now after a while, she basically tells you you're part of the club. You're part of the freaking club of power armor people. I already had power armor before this, so she basically just gave me more power armor that I already had, so it didn't really matter.
Now,
but
you all packed?
either way, you got the backup, you're part of the club,
don't be
and
nervous.
now you can do whatever
You'll have
you
the whole
want.
Pride... Just stay safe until we reach the purifier. You're no good to us if you're dead.
As long as you
and don't let that thing step on you.
You should pretty much get through the whole story, no problem. So at this point, she's gonna basically talk to the crew, tell them what they need to do, what the mission is. I mean, you already know what the mission is. Basically, go back, take over that place, and do Project Purity. So these soldiers are basically getting the recruit treatment of how to go and do stuff, and those guys are just basically going up and down. I was watching these guys a lot. I don't know why. But anyways, when you go to the storyline, you're going to be going through a lot of tough stuff. Like I said, you're going to be doing a lot of side quests just to get some better guns and all that, because the main quests don't get you better guns sometimes. This is the robot that is going to be used. I'm not going to lie, this was crazy when I first looked at it. I was like, how is robot getting out of here? But this is going to be one of the robots that is basically going to be helping you through the whole entire process of invasion. So they're over here saying it's only a lab test, but they're like, well, might as well bring him back up. So he's going to be brought up to the freaking front lines to help y'all take over Project Purity. That's crazy. I'm not going to lie, out of all the Fallouts, this is probably the only favorite part I had out of Fallout 3. There was a lot of good moments, but this is probably the only like legit moment I was like, oh my god, there's a robot in freaking Fallout 3. Like, it's crazy. You can't even be in the robot or anything, so this is one of the only like special things that's like, it's a robot helping you. You don't got nothing else. It's just the soldiers and that. So y'all go to the top, the main floor of the whole entire world. So you basically go back from the basement to upstairs and you talk to everybody and tell them, all right, well, this is what we gotta do. This is what we're gonna be doing. You don't have to talk to any of these people. I just did, just because I didn't know if there was any secret interactions. But again, this is the Fallout 3 freaking review, so I hope y'all understand why I'm not mentioning too much of the Fallout 76 universe or anything like that. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed that game way more than this one. Fallout 4 was even better. I didn't like this game for specific reasons. Repairs, when it comes to hotkeys, it's a lot of differences that I noticed in this game compared to the other ones. So not only that, but the death balls and the super mutants are way more dumb in this game than all the other ones. They're just, they're just super annoying. But anyway, after a while, you end up getting tricked whenever you get the Gek unit, the little Gek thing that they were talking about. Well, anyways, this guy ends up kind of like taking it off of your hands before you leave. So he ends up telling you, you know what, we're going to take that off your hands and you're going to come with us. We're going to take you as our prisoner and you're never escaping.
Good work, soldier. Make sure the Gek is secured aboard my vertibird.
Yes, sir. I'll have the techs come down and remove it immediately, sir.
You're certain he's unharmed?
Yes, sir. He'll pass out shortly, but we can revive him.
Excellent. Prepare him for transport
immediately. So yeah, at this point, they're
immediately.
taking you to their little base. After a while of being in their base, I fought out all the way to meet to their computer system, which is basically President Eden. Yes, this is the president of the world. This is not a freaking human being. It is a computer.
Yes, I suppose it
just
is.
like one of the other Fallouts
Very
that I'm
well.
going to mention. But anyways,
You shall have your wish.
this is the president. This
Once
is the
you've
person you're going to be
left,
talking to about
I'll put
basically,
an end to the
you know,
hungry.
destroying everything
I
or
cannot
basically
stop
not
Colonel
doing
Morgan,
anything and
however.
destroying themselves.
That much will be
I
up
talked to this computer for a while,
I
and I
suppose,
basically
then,
had enough skill to
this
get
is
him to
goodbye.
blow up
You'll have to see
himself.
yourself
Like,
out.
for him to just
I have
basically
preparations
give
to
up,
make.
you know, blow up your whole entire place, because it's not going to work out. So that's what ends up happening. You end up getting to the point, well, that's what I did. I can take the virus, but I didn't even install the virus, because why would I infect the world like that? So I end up getting out of there. Fox is there. He meets me out there, and he's like, what's up, bro? I'm here to save you, but I already saved myself because I already got out, obviously. But he's basically saying, after I saw you get caught, I'm trying to help you, free you, but it's all right. You're here now. So after a while, you're basically just talking to him. I don't know if y'all have the same interaction. This is just my interaction. Like I said, you could have him as your follower, so he might talk to you as soon as you leave that place. I have no idea, but this is just my interaction with him after I left that place. And so yeah, he's basically just saying, I'm gonna explore the world. I don't want to be here following you any further. I want to go explore the world. I've been trapped, mutated, all that. This is a fellow 76 person too, like somebody who's been in the Fallout universe for a while. They just got mutated because of all the experiments they were doing. So this was actually a person just mutated into a mutant. They obviously have a good intelligence too. So after a while of him leaving, the whole base starts exploding. The helicopter's exploding. Everything's just getting taken down. Their whole base of operations is basically taken down. That one guy did survive, unfortunately, but he's still going to be on our shit list until we need him. But if the president is basically destroyed, so you can't go back in here. I mean, you probably can, but it probably wouldn't be a good recommendation. Everything is destroyed. The whole entrance is gone. So yeah, we've basically finished that, and President Eden is now destroyed. So now we just got Project Impurity, and that's pretty much all we got to do left. So after releasing the robot into the world, he's basically destroying everything, including me. I literally got blown up because I was in range of his blast. I don't know how, but he's basically just going around, destroying people, tossing nukes like footballs. He's literally just doing it all. I'm just looting everything that he leaves behind. Sometimes he doesn't leave nothing behind. Sometimes people get vaporized literally from the footballs that he throws that are basically just nukes. They're literally nukes, and he's throwing them like footballs. So yeah, you have soldiers behind him leading the way. He's destroying everything. I'm gonna show y'all a little gameplay of what's going on instead of me yapping about it. But he's basically going all the way to that base that's firing missiles at him, and he's just destroying everything in the way. So yeah, let's see a little bit of this.
Democracy is truth. Communism is death. Engaging Chinese invader.
Okay, so at this point, you basically make it back to the base where everything was happening with your dad and all that. So you make it here, the robot basically stays around and protects the area while you go inside and do your thing. Everybody's getting decimated and all that. So we go back inside and we're met with this guy again. We basically take Colonel Autumn down because he killed our dad. You know, we don't kill him too. So, well, he didn't kill our dad, but you know, he basically had some stuff to do with it. So we take him down. We do all this, we take everybody else down that's basically in here still patrolling the area. After a while of a long fight and shooting everybody, we finally take everybody down, and you know what I'm saying, that's just how we do. That's how we do. We finally take them all down. It takes a while though, I'm not gonna lie. After a while, we set off the little, I let one of the people set it off, I wasn't gonna set it off, but she sets it off. That's what it looks like from the outside. Obviously, this is what it looks like for you. So if you're in there, this is what it looks like. You're basically on the floor dying from the radiation. And this is going to be basically the ending for the whole story. This is going to be what it looks like after everything is done. So if you all like it, series. But I'm gonna let y'all see the cutscene for everything, so hopefully y'all like and enjoyed. Peace!
And so it was that the lone wanderer ventured forth from Vault 101, intent on discovering the fate of a father who had once sacrificed the future of humanity for that of his only child. The capital wasteland proved a cruel, inhospitable place, and the lone wanderer ultimately surrendered to the vices that had claimed so many others. Selfishness, greed, cruelty. These were the values that guided a lost soul through countless trials and triumphs. But it was not until the end of this long road that the lone wanderer learned the true meaning of that greatest of virtues, sacrifice. Stepping into the irradiated control chamber of Project Purity, the child followed the example of the father, sacrificing life itself for the greater good of mankind. Thankfully, when selected by the sinister president to be his instrument of annihilation, the Wanderer refused. Humanity, with all its flaws, was deemed worthy of preservation. The waters of life flowed at last, free and pure for any and all. The capital wasteland, at long last, was saved. So ends the story of the lone wanderer, who stepped through the great door of Vault 101 and into the annals of legend. But the tale of humanity will never come to a close, for the struggle of survival is a war without end. And war never changes.